and we're going to the guardians of this river San Pedro. So please welcome to the platform Maribel Pasquel. Hi. Do you like the accompaniment? It's good?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so your time to sell your project to these wonderful people starts now.
Hola, yo les saludo desde Quito.
Hello, I want to send regards from Quito. My name is Maribel Pasquel, and I want to introduce a different project because it's born from the community, but I don't have my photographs up, okay? I'll make the most of the extra time. We are a citizen collective that wants to recover the San Pedro River. There are two main rivers in Quito, the San Pedro River that passes through the peri-urban area and the Machangara River, which goes through the city. This is the San Pedro River. I'd like to introduce it to you. This is what it looked like when I first saw it. You can see lots of floating rubbish. That's my husband and my granddaughter. When I saw that it was this dirty, I felt very sad. I sat on a rock and almost cried. And after a while, after recovering from that, I said, let's do something about it. And what do we do when we want to do something about it? Well, we post on Facebook and say, what should we do? Let's get together and do something about it. So the good thing is that 300 people said, yes, let's do something. 190 said, let's do something. And given that it was during the pandemic, the only thing we could think about was having a Zoom meeting to understand what was going on with the river. Our friends, the hydrologists, told us the river was sick. People would ask, is it alive or is it dead? To see if we could do something about it. The main diseases in our river are pollution due to domestic wastewaters, industrial water and waste. So I started to learn about words and terms that I didn't know, like the ecological flow and hydrological terms. And so we said, what shall we do with this difficult issue? In Ecuador, we have a tool, a very powerful tool from our communities called the Minga. We said, let's create a Minga, like a kind of native town hall, which allows our communities to perform community activities for a very important purpose. It might be building a house or road. So we created a Minga. The Minga isn't just community work. It's also about sharing and creating a strong community. So this was our first Minga. We had about 60 people arrive. We took out a ton of water from next to the river, but above all, we started to create a community, and we started to think about how we could once again bathe in the river, which is what we were seeking to do. So that was really important for me specifically. I had to relearn the knowledge of our ancestors, reconnecting with the river and listening to the river and performing rituals to remember that we are part of an ecosystem. We are not the owners of it. And basically a million different things happened. So throughout the last 3 years, we've performed research with academia. We've had advocacy and public policy in our city, being part of a land use planning initiative. We've also participated in environmental education, and we've participated in cultural shows, but above all, we've created a community surrounding the river, around the river. So many of us want to recover the river, and day after day, the community is getting stronger, integrating artists and universities and sharing experiences, and thus multiplying the opportunity to reach the river. I'd like to invite you to watch this documentary when you go home. You can see us in the documentary. It was created by a very famous photographer in Ecuador. It's a wonderful documentary where you can see the problems of our river from the mountains up to the sea and what we want to do about it. And within that project, we were part of a group of 30 collectives that came together to recover the other river in our city, the Machangara River, which is even more ill and plagued with disease. We recently won a trial that makes or forces municipalities to recover the Machangara River, and we're very happy about this because this creates or turns us into the spokespeople or the voice of the river, the guardians of the river. We believe we are the river's guardians, and we can express the way the ecosystem needs to be recovered. Being the voice of the river isn't easy because sometimes they say, oh, it's so complicated, it's so expensive, it's so difficult, but to be the voice of the river means to bring all these actors together. So we try to bring citizens together with academia, with the municipality, with the Ministry of Environment and the universities, with artists. We believe it's a joint mission where we all need to work together, and that's the only way that my granddaughter will be able to bathe in the river, because this is what we've offered to people. We've said we want to once again swim in the river, and this is a motivation that gets people moving. We're not talking about ecosystemic benefits, even though we know they're there, but we create this image and we all put our shirts on. I forgot to put mine on. I should have put it on for this event, but this is because we need to recover ecosystems. We believe this is something we need to wear. And the next step is to create a governance figure to recover the river and bring together the three communities through which the river passes. So we'd like to invite you to acknowledge and join us, and we have also a post that you can follow on our social media networks. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. What a project, what a presentation, what an impact. So.